Hey everybody! Tonight we are going to do Revenge from Mars, the wonderful 1999 Bally's game on the Pinball 2000 platform. So as you can see, not our normal setup. This one's actually upstairs in my dining room, and because Pin 2000 uses a monitor to reflect upside down onto the playfield, I had to use the face cam to get there. So you're not going to get to see me tonight. So here we go. Rules on this are pretty simple. It's kind of a standard pin game. You flash it what's you shoot at what's flashing, and that's that. Let me know that everybody can hear me well. Somebody in chat, just make sure audio is working for me, and we're going to start. And I'm hoping that we can be able to hear me in the game because the mic's pretty close to the speakers. So we may have to adjust the sound volumes a little bit as we go. So this game has function buttons so that you can pick which scene you want to start first. So I'm going to pick this one. Down the middle. What'd you say? Oh, okay. You can't read the stuff on the back screen real well? Is it because of the angle? I can always move the camera. Oh. Finish him off. We will turn you into French fries. May have to shut off some lights over here. Almost missed it. Almost didn't make it. Alright. I need you. reflection from glare there. That might be better. Summer night. Oh, beam. Marshals with a lot of arms.
Anyone for French toast? One more, baby.
Oh, damn, that was dumb. That was dumb.
We will turn you into French fries.
So this is a great machine. It really is. I love this game. There's a couple little quirky things about the playfield that's on here that I need to kind of look at. Like, I don't think it's supposed to launch the ball right down the middle like it has been. got a slingshot that I don't think works right. I gotta diagnose that. That shot tonight, huh? Now that's the first good game tonight. Multi-ball! Big weapons too. Ah! Martians bastards. Hard to see the wall in the back there because the. Ugh, I hate this one. Here's one of them. Martians aren't very smart, are you? Oh, good. I can shoot. Oh, damn. It's like, oh, good. I can short punch that. I don't like.
What is this? A full-body camera search?
Drained. Let's play this side. I don't like this side as much, but. Let's see what we got here. Well, that was bad. Martians, that's a very smart, are you?
You Martians have so many arms! I know right. You are very bad, you sneaky Martians! We will take you and your buttocks out of Italia!
Ugh. I can hit that post like a champ, huh? And drain even better.
You Martians are no good! Go away, you extraterrestrials from Mars!
From Mars! Everybody, we're playing Revenge from Mars tonight, a 1989 game that was pretty unique. It was a remake of an older game, but on the Pinball 2000 platform, which used a monitor to reflect onto the pinball playfield to give you kind of virtual holograms. really neat to play. There's only 2 play fields for this. I have both of them. So we're going to do Star Wars Episode 1 in the next couple days. Now that I've got this set up. Ugh, alright, good. I got a danger, but I didn't tell you. I'll take care of those Martians. No way I'm getting to bonus mode this time. Just missing shots tonight like crazy. Need to play this game more often. Ugh, horrible. Alright, let's start with that move this time. Use the big O beam! Let's see. Oh, that was horrible too. Awful. Awful! Yeah, there's no face cam tonight. I had to use the other cams, and I didn't really have the time before I started streaming to set up the one extra one that I have. So you don't get to see my facial expressions and me flipping the machine off like you normally do, but, you know. Do get to enjoy the wonderful backglass experience that this machine has. Oh, come on. There we go. And this, I mean, I'll try to demonstrate it, you know. And that's the backglass. Oh, women! So impressed. Definitely that one.
This broccoli looks scrumptious.
I have to change some bulbs out in this. I noticed I got 2 bulbs that are ghosting and they're not supposed to be. Now it's probably because he put big bright green domes in it.
Yes. All right. Yes, I like that one a lot.
You've got quite the touch.
I know you more than you ever know.
Oh,
I like that one.
didn't hit it. Still didn't hit it. Lit a ball capture that I wasn't trying to light. Good save there that I wasn't trying to do. Alright, bang. In peril!
Go away and take your stinky odor with you.
Oh. This game's being mean. play this game more.
Very well done. Martian happy hour. Martian are superior.
Alright, we're gonna start with Martian Happy Hour this time, I guess. Yeah, let's do it.
Happy hour. Whatever. How about those peanuts, Betty? Bartender, time for my ugly green bunny here.
I do have to say, the Bill Clinton voice in this is good. I mean, I'm just kind of waiting for him to ask if someone has a cigar, though. Fuel to start the mothership. Alright, we need fuel.
Extraterrestrials from Mars! You Martians are no good! You Martians are never very smart, are you?
Bastages. Someone watched a little too much Johnny Dangerously, huh? You farragon bastages. You farragon ice shores. I'm gonna stick your balls in a meat grinder. Great movie. I haven't seen that movie forever.
Oh, that was a great shot!
Oh. Yeah, that was the greatest drain, too. Ball 3, we're done here. There we go. I can't seem to make this damn ramp.
You and your buttercup of Italia!
Yeah, Delaware, it's, I can't take the glass off, and I'm not really sure what to do to... Because this game is pretty bright under the glass.
You poor fellas. The American people will not stand for this.
We will take everything!
Ugh.
You can have that.
I am going to clean the glass.
That's a truck. I want the sticky cigars.
Let's see if cleaning the glass helps a little. Quit dusting a spray away. Because this could be pretty dusty too. That could be adding to it. Ah, crap. I didn't mean to launch that ball. Launched it with my hip. Alright, let's see.
Take that!
help that much. Might have to adjust that camera just a little bit. Get back. Ah! Alright, well, that's fine.
You will be mesmerized by a great tractor beam.
I'm missing the simplest shots tonight. I can't miss this one. There we go.
Very well done. Martian happy hour. Hey, I just got back from Uranus. Hey. Whatever. That was the first.
Ugh. Almost there.
What, is he drunk? How about those minutes, then?
Alright, let's see.
Trying this and just that embarrassing.
Alright, which mode do we want to play? I don't even know how to fix the haziness on the screen, though. Figure that out. I washed it. It's nice and clean. But
Yeah, no, I think it's because it's so dark.
yeah.
This is where those cool lights would be.
Yeah, Pin Stadium would be really nice in this machine.
Because it's such a dark game.
Yeah, and I can't take the glass off of it because then you lose the reflective coating in the back. So, it is what it is. Hey guys, coming from Minnesota Pinball. Thanks for coming. Pinball Princess Jillian. We're playing Revenge from Mars on a Pinball 2000 platform. If you haven't had a chance to play one of these, they're fantastic. You get these holograms type things on the play field from a monitor that reflects down on a special sheet of glass. And they're great fun. Can't put Pin Stadium in this. It breaks the hologram. Damn. It's just, this is so hard to stream. I mean, if you look, the playfield on it's pretty hazy. you know. Ah! Hate that down the middle. Shane's being mean to me tonight. So I do have the other playfield. This cabinet is actually the cabinet for Star Wars Episode 1. I have both black back glasses and both playfields for it. So we're going to do this and Star Wars Episode 1 over the next few days. Because I've already got the gear up here. This one's actually in my dining room as opposed to down in the basement with the rest of the pins. Simply because we were too lazy to bring it down there.
Pinball machines are heavy.
Yeah, they are. Ah.
Oh, it breaks the hologram thingy.
Yeah. Too bad. I just want to light
Did you
up
just
the...
do it on this part? Like this section? But yeah, in between games you should
I mean, I can adjust the settings on the contrast on this to darken it up a little bit. That might make it look a little better. Well, in between games, it's gonna be right now.
But no, yeah, I meant you could point out the different things.
Oh, one.
Because you can kind of sort of see what things are,
Yeah.
but not everything. Oh, that was next for ball.
I guess so. Thought that was it. Yeah, the real problem with streaming this game is the back is very, very hard to see. Captain Outlane, I like that name. That's a good one. Thanks for the follow. So, I don't know if anybody wants to talk about the controversy that was with this machine. So many people did not like these when they first came out because they said they were too much of a video game. The pinball purists didn't like it. I think it was a great idea. I think the little virtual hologram thing, and my wife really likes the fact that the display is down here on the playfield, and you don't really have to look up at it. And when you think about it, that's what Jersey Jack and people are now doing. Come on, I just made that shot. With that small monitor they're putting on the playfield, so you don't have to look up. Which I like.
I mean, people must be having fits of those weird virtual
Oh,
balls.
virtual pins, yeah. I mean, people either love them or hate them. I think the flipper mechanisms on the virtual pins are so cool, though. Alright, we need weapons. Down to 3. Down to 2. Locked one up. Oh. Down to 1. Missed that shot, damn it. Come on, stay in. There we go. There we go.
Nice work, soldier.
So yeah, so many people, when these came out, they were, it's a video game, it's not a pinball machine, and they all got mad about it. And now, I just think it's great. I think I would have liked it back then when it came out too. I didn't see one back then. I mean, I must have been a hassle for operators, was my thinking. Because, you know, they were... Now you get a pinball machine with a monitor in it, and when these things have a tube in them, they're not light. Alright.
Your Martians are no good. Leave our town alone, you Martians. Martian hostages!
Martian hostages!
Oh, that was a great shot!
Come on, settle down now.
It was just a stupid tower anyway.
Excellent. Mystery mode. Our tank will roll over the penetrate our armor with your puny weapon. Looks like we're going to need some more body work.
Oh, brained. How many times do I have to hit this damn thing? Ugh. Oh, I have to hit him again. Damn it. No, guess not. Captain Outlane, that is a great name.
Your suckers will fall from the sky!
Oh,
You are no match for a watermelon!
you're no match for our watermelons! This game is so campy, I love it.
We will turn you into French fries.
God, I hate this mode. I should have just shot it from that side.
Bally is triumphant!
Excellent. Big O, big.
Man, them Martians are at it again!
The size doesn't matter.
Oh, that was awful. God, it jumped right over. That sucks. That one didn't make it.
Let's take a look at this one.
I will if I can get a shot on it. Finally it hit it.
Need your melons. Oh, that was great. Man, I'm just ripping.
I'm like so impressed.
Right down.
Oh. Come on. Okay. Here we go. There you go.
Good job. The Martians are straightening the Tower of Pisa.
Well, that's because the Italians never
You are
could.
very bad, you stinky Martians. You Martians have too many arms. I know right. Leave our tower alone, you Martian savages. Go away, you extraterrestrials from Mars. You Martians are no good. Oh, that shadow was beautiful.
Try to adjust this camera just a little bit. See what I can do. Just test something for a second. Does that camera look better?
Hold on. I think so.
Yeah, so do I.
Did you just change the contrast?
Yeah, I changed the contrast, and then I'm just looking at the other camera and thinking maybe the GoPro's not hanging with it. But we'll figure that out later.
We just had some people join.
Yep. I'm gonna start playing again in a second. I was just fits in with this lower camera for a quick sec. Alright, let's get back to it. Yeah, we'll start with Mars Needs. Oh, drained out of the game. Turn you into French fries. R. This game is so corny, I love it. Ugh, almost went. That one went. Yeah, one more and I'm drained. Well, everybody, thanks for joining. We're on the 1999. Oh man, I just dumped that one. That was dumb. That's what I get for trying to talk and play at the same time. Not that coordinated. The 1999 Revenge from Mars, which is a PIN 2000. So, those of you guys not familiar with it, you get the play field down here, and then in the back box, underneath the translite, there is a monitor, and that projects onto the glass. So the back half of the glass here has a special coating on it, and it projects down. So, you know, you can kind of see the blue and things on my hand coming from the monitor up above. And actually, if I just tip this camera down, you'll see the monitor up above. It's been replaced with a flat panel LCD. Reflects onto the playfield glass and then reflects back to you. So very few of them made. Great design. Basically, the last of the Bally Williams machines were this. So if you love the 90s Bally Williams machines, this is literally, you know, the best mechanics, the best electronics, the best everything that they did right towards the end. Now, the original system board's been replaced with a computer, what's called the new core system, so that you don't have problems with the chip hardware that came with it. Function buttons, which don't do too much in this game, but Star Wars Episode 1, which I also have for this, it does quite a bit. You know, certain modes where you can use the function buttons above the flippers as laser buttons, which is kind of neat. Two goobers left. We gotta wait for a ball search now because the ball is stuck on a drop target back there. I haven't figured out that it's there. There we go. I like this mode. It's essentially Mecha Abraham Lincoln beating the hell out of a Martian. How could you not like this mode, right? Oh man! finish that, you get the bonus wave multi-ball, which is really fun. Alien abductions.
Don't let them get the intern.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Take that, Martian. You Martians can kiss my breath.
Kiss my grits. Good music, drummer. How are you? Glad you could join us once again. We've got Revenge from Mars going here on the Pin 2000 cabinet.
Whoa, good job.
Really fun game if you've never played it. Of course, it's a remake of the original Attack from Mars, or a sequel, I should say, not a remake. And with the nifty hologram thing that this machine does, it really makes it kind of neat. I tried to get the cameras in the right spot so you could kind of see how really cool it is. I'm hoping the camera on the left really is kind of showing the holograms in the background. I know you guys probably can't see the back of the playfield under there, but there's a bunch of good stuff back there. There's a 3 pop bumper forest back there that I have to say is probably the fastest pop bumpers that I've ever played. They just fly into each other. And the thing that I don't think anyone can see, if you never played the game before, is there's actually a ramp here in the middle that pops up on certain shots, and that when you'll see it when it says there's a Mars attack with an arrow. When that arrow is lit, that metal chute is up, and you have to shoot towards a thing in the back, which pops the ball up. Really kind of neat. It was a good idea. It's run by one coil, you know, in a quick mechanism. I mean, but it's you know, it's just kind of like the lift ramp on so many other games. But you use it as a jump essentially. So now that it says finish him, as you saw the ball. Oh, damn it. So when this arrow here is lit, there's a ramp that pops up and you gotta shoot it. Alright, we'll do Paris again. Martians with a lot of arms. So you get the choice of which modes you start with, and then after that it goes in order. They're in sets of 3. You can see them at the bottom of the playfield. So right now we're on the yellow ones on the right side, which is Paris in Peril, and then we're going to go Big O Beam. Oh, I almost lost it. There we go. Oh. See, it went up the ramp, but it didn't actually make it to where I wanted it to. Come on. Oh, my drain. Hey, Peppers. Thanks for coming out. Getting worried that everybody was busy. Oh, I hate this mode. So now it's going to kick us over to Big O Beam. I'll make sure that I put it on the other side next time, because the alien abduction one is funny. You know, they basically have a spoof of Bill Clinton making bad jokes, which is great. Yeah, I gotta make this shot to get rid of the Super Martian here. The ball would just cooperate for a second. There we go. And, missed it. There we go. Now I gotta shoot Martians. I forgot that when you did that, you gotta multi-level. Good thing is it pauses the mode, essentially. Knock the big one down a little bit. Knock the big one out completely. Now I just gotta hit everybody else. So we can go back to Big O Beam. I know this machine would have been great if they had actually got to where they wanted to get to. You know, I mean, because I have both the titles for this. The cabinet's actually a Star Wars Episode 1, and I have that playfield in back glass. And then I have this playfield in back glass as well. And so for the third game, which they never really found out what the third game was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be an original Pat Lawler or something or other that never got really going. But the plan is that they were not going to have side art on those cases. That they were designing generic Pinball 2000 side art, and that side art would. Oh, come on, there we go. That side art, you'd be able to just switch out the translite and the playfield very easily, which you can. I can change the playfield in this in less than 10 minutes, and because they're just Molex connectors. Oh, really? Really? Go straight down the middle like that on me? And then this has a new computer in it, so you just reboot the computer and tell it it's the other game, and you're off and running. The machine's got good sound. They put the speakers right below the right above where my hand is, so right here. They put the speaker bars in here, and there's just two speakers, one on either side. You get good sound coming right towards you. It could have been such a flexible system. But a lot of pinball players hated this because they said it was turning pinball into a video game. And I feel the exact opposite. I think it was elevating it to the next level. I mean, turning pinball into a video game is some of what we're doing now. There's micro games in a lot of these newer machines that have nothing to do with the game. Oh, that was a horrible shot. I mean, everything you do involves the ball. There's nothing, there's nothing controller related, I don't know. But I remember when I played this, how much I love Bally Williams machines, and how much I love the later electronics that they had, because this was really the best that they ever did. This was all of the years of Bally Williams together in one machine. They finally, got it to the best that they were able to. And they designed this system from scratch based on all their experience. So. Yeah, Attack from Mars is very different than Revenge from Mars on this. know, it's a very different game than Attack from Mars, and I think it was a good game to start this, but I actually think Star Wars Episode 1 was a better example of what the technology could do. And I find that funny because Star Wars Episode 1 doesn't have an auto ball launch. It has a plunger launch. And, I can't believe I just did that. I find that really interesting. And, alright, so we're going to do... Where do I want to go? Let's start with Secret Weapon. That's one of my favorite modes. We'll start with that one. Here goes Mecha Abe Lincoln beating the hell out of an alien. So this one, the CRT monitor's been pulled out of this. It's been replaced with an LCD, and the original computer's been pulled out of this. And this has a Dell in it. It's got the new core platform. Some people call it Pinbox because that was one of the names it went by. I am going to do a little work to the computer. I'm going to try to see if I can get it on a Raspberry Pi. That way at least it would be solid state. If not, I'm going to get a small solid state drive and put the OS on that at least so that it's you know, not moving pieces. But the machine in it literally has a Windows Vista sticker on the side of it. So it's not a modern computer by any means because it needs a certain type of parallel port. And most computers now don't. But I did buy a parallel to USB for this to see if I could get it. Because it's just running Linux, so it should run on a Raspberry Pi relatively easy. Yeah, and I agree. Pinball was pretty stagnant for a while when it was just Stern. No one was driving any innovation until Jersey Jack came along and really put a monitor in it, and that pushed it forward enough to make Stern stand up and listen and go, oh, someone else is going to eat our lunch if we don't do something about it. And so I think competition's a good thing in this case. But I think it's also going to be good for pricing. So I think the prices have to come down on some of these. Hang on, I gotta pay attention to this. I can't talk and do this one at the same time. I can try. So this is about the only place that the function keys are used in this game. If you look at the screen, I can move with my little function keys by my flippers which one gives me the 2x bonus. And then when you get it, it moves it. Can't believe I just drained all those balls so quickly. Oh, and I can't believe I just didn't collect it. Damn it. That's fine. This one's surprisingly a hard mode, and I don't know why. It's really kind of simple. You just kind of have to... Oh, right down the middle. Oh, ball save was on. Good. And you guys probably can't see the pop bumpers in the back, but off on my left-hand side in the back is 3 pop bumpers with the skill shot, essentially. And you can kind of see it flashing back there, and you can see the ball come out. it is a tight little pop bumper forest, and it makes you pay attention to lane changing, because there's pop bumper bonuses if you do lane changes back there, and you keep lighting it. And one of the pop bumpers tends to launch it back up one of the lanes. So if you're paying attention really well, you can get a lot of points in that back corner.
Watch out, the Martians have a tank!
Oh, damn it. I hate this mode. Probably because I'm not good at it. Because when he's in the air, I can't really hit him, but I gotta keep the ball safe. Like, that didn't count for shit. A good shot. Right to where I needed to be. Ugh, I just let it flip off. One thing I have to say about this game is it's mean. Now, Star Wars Episode 1, I find, is very, very forgiving and a fun game. Partly because I think it was really more aimed at kids, and there's only a few shots you have to learn. I haven't played this one in a while, so I'm kind of rusty at where I need to shoot. And also, the room that I'm in, we live in a house that was built in 1968, which isn't that long ago, 50 years, right? The floors in this area of the house are so unlevel that if I move this thing an inch, it really throws everything off.
Keep firing, boys! Turn them into pieces! Got the Martians picked off! Go back to Mars and take your forearms with you!
Take your forearms with you. Oh, come on.
One more, baby! And magnifique! Most impressive! Excellent! Big O, big!
I like this mode. This one's kind of funny. I hate it.
The size doesn't matter!
Ugh. Okay, Barney. Okay, now all we have to do is make that big shot there. Big duck.
Oh, women! That one, definitely that one.
Definitely that one.
I'm looking good. Yes, yes, yes.
Oof, almost. Alright, there you go. register. I just hit one of the ramp.
Let's see what's on this one.
Alright, now... And I know you guys can't really see it, because it's so damn dark back there, but there's a ramp that shoots it up there, and if you don't hit it right, it doesn't go up. Should have just tilted it at that point, huh?
Take back, you four fellas. Oh, dang, those Martians are stealing our stuff. Take that, you greedy Martian. Oh, not my sports car.
Almost.
We'll take everything.
You Martians can kiss my grits.
Okay, and...
Wallace, good job. Martian, happy hour.
This mode's just kind of boring. One of my slingshots there isn't working. I need to fix that. I think I bought coils for it. I don't think I did it. Ugh, I hate this one. Ugly green buddy here.
Nice work, Silver.
Oh man, I just can't believe I didn't flip at that. Na 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 na. What mode do I? Yeah, let's just go.
Stop them!
Yeah, I've really done nothing to this machine. This was already LED'd up when I got it. It was already cleaned and decent rubbers put on it. There's some wear in the playfield, but it's not horrible. I probably need to clean the playfield soon-ish. I just haven't played it in so long, I don't remember where the shots are anymore. Oh, come on.
You will be mesmerized by our green tractor beam.
I'm not mesmerized by their green tractor beam. I don't know about anybody else, but that tractor beam doesn't mesmerize me much at all. Let's get some super jets going here. Oh, I thought we would get it last time. So that's what I mean. If you sit here and you pay attention to the lane changes, you can just, oh, jet bonus and one more strike. Oh. Yeah, no, this one is in great condition. It really is. And the outside of the cabinet is in just as good condition. Um, the interesting thing is a lot of people didn't know that they actually sold kits.
You can have that.
And so the design was always that you could get another playfield and the translate. So this game shipped with this game was shipped because the side art and everything and the serial numbers and everything inside it says Star Wars Episode 1. And most people don't realize that they actually didn't make a kit for Revenge from Mars. So this playfield and this translate came out of another cabinet at one point and was put together with this one. And I don't know why. I don't know why someone would trash a cabinet. Unless it was maybe an operator or something, and they got a deal on an extra playfield or something somewhere. But they did make Star Wars Episode 1 as a kit for Revenge from Mars. So either someone was able to get it from a factory without a cabinet, or maybe the cabinet was damaged or lost. I don't know how that's even possible. But I'm lucky. I have both of them. Not a lot of people have both the playfields in one cabinet, and in such good condition too. I mean, I would swear that the Star Wars Episode 1 playfields, before we started playing on it, I don't think it was played very much at all. It's very clean and very new. And so is this one. But I think this needs a coat of wax. And some minor little tweaks. Did it make it back there? Oh, it did. Good. Ooh, that was a good save. I'm just not hitting some of these shots tonight. That was a drain shot. Alright, let's start with this one. Do not like Mars Attack. Yeah, which of course I shoot it right back into the same shot that I said I hate. Well, at least it ended quick. It's literally just two coils that just jump up and down the whole time. And all they do is move two little army men looking Martians on the playfield. And it just makes a lot of noise. Get it up that damn ramp. Yeah, so if you're really quick, you can get the lane change in the back there. There it is. There's that shot. It's at the very end of these flippers, though. The ramp's up. Ball under. Don't care. Oh. wait for a ball chase here. Because it's sitting there on the a drop target. There it goes. Yeah, we really lucked out when we bought this. We bought this a year ago, and we haven't played it that much because it's not down in the main pinball room. It's up here. And, you know, occasionally I'll turn it on, but, you know, I try not to use it too much at night because, you know, Megan will be watching TV in here, and, you know, these things make noise. And so, I haven't played it as much as I want. I'm going to move it downstairs at some point with the rest of the pins. I'm not sure when. Oh, man, I thought that... Oh, damn. Kind of glad there's no camera on me tonight, because pretty much every time I'm like walking back about 10 feet after I drain these balls because I'm getting annoyed. Ugh. Yeah, I wake the kids. Yeah, when we moved into the house, we noticed that when you were in the basement, there was a lot of noise from just even people walking around, even the dogs, because we had 2 dogs when we moved in here. We lost one over a year ago. And, come on, there you go. There's the super chip bonus. And so we ended up soundproofing the ceiling in the basement. It's a product you can buy at Lowe's and Home Depot called Safe and Sound. It's fireproof, soundproof insulation. It's basically spun wool batting, and probably spent $1,000 or so. And myself and a bunch of friends, a bunch of really good friends, helped install it, and with the drop ceiling tiles over that, very, very little noise travels up here. The only problem is the master bedroom. The room underneath that is soundproofed, but does not have the drop ceiling, so it doesn't have that extra layer of sound dampening. So noise does get up there, which, you know, isn't great, but the soundproofing we have is much better than nothing. And even though the Safe and Sound stuff is expensive compared to standard installation, it has like no R value whatsoever, so it's really not meant to be energy efficient. It's meant to be sound dampening. It definitely helps. It's so much better than it used to be. You can't hear the dogs walk down there anymore. You know, part of it's because we have hardwood floors. If we had carpeting up here, I don't think it would be nearly as bad. What'd you say? Oh, carpeting up here? Yeah, I'm never putting carpeting up here. Can't you read? No, they're Martians. We don't even know if they speak our language. You're sitting here criticizing them not reading your no trespassing. I'm like walking the machine all over the place trying to not drain. Yeah, late at night, as Peppers, late at night's the only time I play. You know that. stuck with. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing Star Wars. I'm better at Star Wars Episode 1 than I am this. Beret-wearing French person. Pinball's not cool in junior high? Man. Kids need to learn. I'm telling you.
Man, them Martians are out of the kid. We're gonna get some pretty big eggs out of that one. Lobster, dang it, quick. We're gonna make expecting for years, man.
Speaking of music, yeah, my jukebox isn't playing anymore. It's like, get back in there. Get off our property before I start shooting. Man, that one stunk. To the other mode side. This one, I think. Oh, good light capture. That's good. I jumped up off the ramp. Oh, well, thanks for that. Yeah, I know how it is. I don't have the chronic pain thing anymore. I was fighting that for a while, but it turned out to seem like it was a medication-related thing that I had going on. So I can sympathize with that. As for insomnia, I definitely have that. Since you guys know, I sleep very little. But I'm glad you're enjoying them. Well, okay, I sleep very little at night. Let me rephrase that before my wife gets angry. I'll sleep all day, but I can't sleep at night. I've never been able to sleep at night. I'm supposed to wear one of those CPAP masks, but I never do, which is probably part of it. But you know, thanks for enjoying the streams. I'm glad you do. It's really helped me a lot. You know, as I've said before, being out of work at the moment, you know, I lose a lot of social interaction, and it's real easy for me to go out and do things that would cost money. And streaming hasn't cost me that much. Knock on wood. It's been a few $100s because I had most of the equipment already. But I'm running out of pinball machines to stream, so I went and joined the local. You average 15 hours a day. Pepper's average 15 hours a day, honey. I should average 15 hours a day, but only during the day because I can't. I don't like. I just don't like the sunlight or something. I don't know what it is. But I'm a vampire. Yeah. So I joined there is a pinball club here in the town we live in, and it's $30 a month, which basically just pays for the space. All the machines that are in there are people's machines, and so you know you can bring your machine in and let everybody else play it. But it's in an old, very crappy mill building, and for $30 a month, it's going to give me access to 40 plus machines. And basically, they have the low-tech solution of key management, which is they have a lockbox outside, and you get the code to it, and you can come and go as you please. So I'm going to start taking advantage of that. After we run out of machines in the house, I'll plan on going over there and streaming some machines. I think I might start doing that next week, because all I have left here at the house is electromechanical machines, and they have a bunch of them, and they have some really good ones that I like. They have Doodlebug, which I think is a fantastic machine, and a whole batch of others. A lot of old 1970 Gottliebs, because Gottlieb was the predominant manufacturer of EM machines in the 70s. But I was over there last night. I had a grand time playing Game Show. It reminded me how much I loved that era of Bally Williams machines. So I'll be streaming from there a lot more. I can stream games from there. They do have a good internet connection, they said. I didn't test it, but yeah, I have a key, you know, access to the key. So 24 hours a day I can get over there and be able to just to stream. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that there'll be other people there on occasion if I get to start a little earlier. You know, might be able to do doubles with somebody. I was over there last night, and I was playing quads with people. They have tournaments every Monday. Oh, damn it. That was the last ball. I just barely cracked it with the bonus. That's nice. So they have tournaments every Monday, and then every other Wednesday they do a pin golf, you know, cash game type of thing. I think it's $5 or something, winner take all. So I'm guessing there'll be a lot of people on those days, but the rest of the time, I don't think it's all that busy. Oh. have to say the machine's playing better than it was when it first started up. Needed to knock some dust out of it or something. When it was first starting up, if you hit that that one scoop shot, it would shoot it back at you and go right down the lane. Oh, my sports car chicks, bro. Yeah, I was actually looking up pinball shows recently and saw that there was one out there in the Northwest. And my mother lives in Orlando, and she called me today telling me there was a pin convention down in Orlando in November that Megan and I should come down to. Oh, can't believe I just took that shot. Yeah, I saw that one. I know we weren't going to make it because our schedule's pretty full for June. Because we've got a vacation the second to the last week of June, and then we've got Pintastic the last weekend in June. So, and Megan and I are traveling right now without me having a job. It's going to get tight if we travel too much. But I have a friend who lives in Burien, so it's kind of one of those things I was thinking that maybe next year go out and visit her and then hit the pinball convention while we're out there. Oh, I hate this mode. It just makes so much noise. I mean, it's got a nice multi-ball type thing if you. There we go. We get this guy in a second. But this is running at the same time the Abe Lincoln mode's running, so we have to still kick the hell out of the Martian behind the Martian. Alright, now we finish him. Now, I think with this finish him, I should do both of them right there. Didn't. I think that it would have done stacked those together, seeing as having you run both modes at the same time. But whatever. That shot's not horrible to make as long as you make it quick enough. Bonus wave multi-ball. Yeah, I'll get the fuel when I feel like getting the fuel. Why the Italians are stressing. They tried to straighten the tower piece numerous times and just made it worse, didn't they?
You are very bad, you stinky Martians! Leave our tower alone, you monster packages!
This is actually one of the easier modes. mean, it's literally 4 shots to get out of this one.
Nice work, soldier. Mystery mode.
And then you get the mystery mode.
Oh no!
Oh, I hate this one.
Performing the Brunswick maneuver.
The Brunswick maneuver.
Flag.
Can I have my ball back?
Pick up that Martian spare.
Oh, damn. That was it. Not a bad ball. Not a bad ball in this game. Let's see, what do we want to do? Let's do A first.
Deploy the secret weapon.
I love the cartoony campiness of this mode too. It makes me smile. Because you literally get pows and bams on the screen when you're doing this one. Alright, so I've been streaming for 2 hours, so I'm gonna drink something in the next ball drain. Because I ignored it the first time. Earlier was kind of funny. I barely drink wine, and oh, damn it, the rain.
Take that, you greedy Martian. We will take everything. Your puny vehicles will be ours.
So yeah, I barely drink wine, and we had this great hanger steak for dinner with shallot reduction that Megan was making from one of our meal kits. And I had tasted it, I could smell it, and I was just like, I'm opening a bottle of red wine. So I drank half a bottle of red wine myself, and I normally don't drink wine, and I was feeling pretty good there for a little bit. And then I got really thirsty, and I was drinking a lot of water then too. But it's actually a really good bottle of wine. I was on this Malbec and Shiraz kick years ago, and I was in a wine store, and there was this Malbec that was rated like 93 points. It was like $12, so I bought it, and it is really good. We were at Costco, yeah. Oh yeah, Peppers, the steaks it was just beautiful. Up until recently, Megan couldn't cook to save her life. She had made probably some of the worst pasta I'd ever had when I was sick one time, and she made me. I like meatloaf, but she put this huge onion in it, so it was onion loaf, not meatloaf. We made fun of her for years about this, and she's getting these meal kits from a local company. It's all locally sourced ingredients, and or mostly locally sourced ingredients, and a lot of organic and grain-fed beef. But the meats that come with these things is phenomenal, and they come with these beautiful recipe cards, and it proves that she can cook. I was always the cook, she was always the baker. Now she's starting to cook, and I still can't bake. Can't bake to save my life, actually. It involves measuring in time. Two things that I don't really do well. Damn, I can't believe I just let that float down. was a legitimate warning. I'll give you that one.
And la defeat, most impressive.
Most impressive.
Get back in the house. I'll take care of those Martians.
You know, 10 years from now, we'll be in a doctor's office. The doctor's gonna ask me, why do you have these weird calluses on your fingers and carpal tunnel in weird parts of your wrist? And the answer's gonna be playing pinball 4 hours a day. I have to say that Costco's lasagna is really good. We buy that here. The funny thing was, is for the longest time we couldn't find the damn directions. And I'm a person who likes telling self-detrimenting stories because I think we all need to learn to laugh at ourselves. But so we couldn't find the directions. It's like, how could Costco make this lasagna and not put cooking instructions on it? And then Megan one day finds them on like the spine as opposed to the back or the front. We looked all over but never noticed it. And it was that way for a year. I mean, we don't eat them often, but I mean, we go to Costco once every 2 months, and we buy a 2-pack every time. Yeah, Costco's got good food. So much better than the other ones. I mean, around here we have 3 different wholesale clubs. We have Sam's, Costco, and a company called BJ's, which is a local company that expanded, but they're not all over the country. And Costco by far has the best quality. And I was a little worried about it at first because the owner of Costco died a couple of years ago, I think, or a year ago. And he was so known to be so pro-employee. He flew around in his jet to all of the locations, and you know, employees that had been there for just a couple of years, he knew their names on site, and it just was. I mean, we watched one. I wouldn't call it a documentary, but a TV show that he was on special for, and he just seemed like a nice guy. I hope the company doesn't go downhill. I mean, they literally tested toilet paper. How many adjectives can you just string together in one phrase? Oh, I almost saved it. Almost saved it. Horseshoes and hand grenades, but I almost saved it.
Anyone for French toast?
And it's good! Through the goalposts! Alright. Oh, I can't believe that didn't register. I'm gonna have to look at that later. There we go. Now it registered.
Bally is triumphant! Flawless! Good job! Big O big!
Man, them Martians are at it again.
Stop our fire department!
French fries. Keep firing, boys. Turn them into pig soup. Finish them off.
And la defeat, most impressive.
Good shooting, Ace. Big ol' beam. Use the middle beam.
No, you don't.
Why can't you marshals go bother them city folks?
Get off our property, brat!
The more we go, the better. Our little chickens will crush you.
Damn. I might need a stream break. Not yet. Let's see. Take a break for 10 to 20 minutes. Oh,
American people, you dang Martians.
We will take everything.
Taxpayers paid a lot for that. Take that, you forearm fella. Kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits. Any Southerners on there that can explain what kiss my grits really means.
Leave my truck.
I mean, why would kiss my grits
You greedy Martian.
be an insult? I don't know.
You guys take this dress? Yeah, you can have that.
Yep, I need you to pop that. Thank you. Ugh. Should give you back after it does a ball search. That was pathetic. Big O beam again.
Gee, that's a big shit. Quick! Before I blast you!
Why can't you marshals go bother them city folks?
Get off our property, brat! Shoot!
Before I start shooting.
Martians!
I love that the chicken bends down to eat. I don't know what a chicken that large would be able to eat, though. You know?
Trespassing's allowed, can't you read?
I wonder how tender a duck that large would be. Man. Ugh. All right.
what's on this one. I like that one. Yes.
You've got quite the touch.
I need you! God, the puns in this game are horrible.
I'm looking good.
Like, shut up.
It is the point, but
When you have many to feed, it pays to make sure you...
Whoa, that feels great.
I got a loose light bulb. I'm gonna have to watch when those two come on.
Right down. Earth in peril.
Oh, thank God there was an extra ball.
Anyone for French toast?
Go away and take your sticky altar with you. Eat that, Martian pig dog.
Take the stinky odor with you.
Your stars will fall from the sky.
We will turn you into French fries.
Bally is triumphant. Good shooting, Ace. Moment wave, multi-ball. Big weapon. The ball weapon's the winner. Let go, let's move it! Hurry up, man! Go, go! Nice work, soldier! Power struggle! Leave our power alone, you Martian with stupid head!
You Martian stupid head.
Martians are no good!
Ugh. Alright. I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be back in a few. Hang on. is over. We're gonna go for another about 20 minutes, I think. I'm probably gonna call it a night.
Stop them! Take back! Take that, you greedy Martian! We will take everything! Do not resist us! Oh, now they're taking my monster truck.
Bill Clinton actually had a monster truck.
Flawless! Woo! Martian happy hour! Come here, you human, for a meeting. Hey, that just got back.
I didn't really like him anyway.
What's with the chocolate? That's all for ethanol. Now that's a party! Be ready, weapons! Nice hat! Flawless! Good job!
Multi-ball! One ball left. And it's stuck. There we go.
Nice work, soldier!
Nice work, soldier.
Now what the heck are you doing, you stupid Martian? Keep your hands up our tower of Pisa! Leave our tower alone, you Martian bastard!
Come on. Ball search. And it went down the drain. That's bullshit. Waste my free ball on a ball search.
You Martians are not very smart, are you?
And I lose the ball on that.
We will kick you and your buttocks out of Italia! You Martians are very stupid!
Don't let them get the intern! Take that, you greedy Martian! devour power.
Suck and drain tonight. Welcome back, Peppers. We took a little bit of a break while you were away anyways. I needed to sit for a few minutes. Streaming for 2.5 hours. Just gets to your back and knees real quick. That's how I know I'm getting old and not as young as I used to be. Some of the call-outs in this game are just so great. Like the French calling the Martians stinky, you know? Yeah, I have one downstairs that you occasionally see me sit in. It's actually a really nice one. But up here I don't have one because this is up in the dining room. The dining room that I don't think we've ever had dinner in. Oh, we did. We had Christmas dinner in it this year, didn't we? Yeah, we've had one dinner in this dining room. We've lived in the house for 5 years. Would be much better used to house more pinballs. That's all I have to say. Yeah, I feel that way about Sopranos sometimes too, Peppers. Is like one game is like forever. Change one thing. I'm gonna shift the machine a little bit. I think that might help it. Yeah, those of us who are pins, we get addicted to this thing, you know? But the one that I really want up on this floor is Addams Family. I think if I was gonna have a pin up in this part of the house, I think that's the one I'd like up here. I think it's because I'm just so used to the game and I know it so well that having it up in the main floor of the house, I could sneak games in here and there and not have to do one more, like I do when I get in the flow of playing games in the other ones. Those were both worth the warnings.
Get the shotgun, there's Martians in the yard.
Oh, right down the middle. Well, the low-end Wonka is not 10 grand. The low-end one is less than 8, might be.
Stop them!
I don't remember. I'd have to look. I think the collector's edition is the high-end one. And that's what I'm thinking too, is I may just wait and buy one used if I can't make it happen new. I do want to get a new pinball at some point. We were talking about this last night over at the pinball place that, you know, I think everybody wants to unbox a brand new one and be the first play on it and all that. But on average, I don't think I care that much. I mean, I'll eventually get a brand new one. But Wonka, I definitely want. We still haven't played it yet, so we'll see. You'll get a full report from me at the end of June, and hopefully I will record some stuff to stream at a later date from Fantastic. And hopefully find someone who has one that I can go stream at their house when they get it. But yeah, the two pins that are expensive that are on my list at the moment. One is one's dialed in, and the other one's Wonka. But oh, I looked up and I missed it. Now, what were your problems with your Hobbit? Alright, we're in secret weapon mode. Oh, I should have tilted. I should have grabbed the machine and slid it. Oh, the weight, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a defect when you finally got it, you know? Because I had heard that some people had problems with power supplies with dialed in, and that made me concerned. But it was really only one person that had a real problem with it. You had a power problem too. Great. So that's what I worry about anybody who's only made a few models of pins, is the quality control and the support. Now, I know Jersey Jack's done pretty well since dialed in on support. I know the first one was real rough, the second one was rough, and dialed in they got it down a little bit, which made me feel better. Pop-ups weren't aligned. Dog's doing stuff here under the pin machine. Where are you, Indy? What are you doing? You just staring at me? Okay.
What a mess!
The Hobbit's a pretty complex machine when you look at it. It's, I don't know. I will invest in a Jersey Jack. I want to dialed in. And Wonka looks fantastic. I'll see how it plays, and we'll go from there. But at the moment, there's no new pins in my future. If anything, I'm going to sell a few that I have downstairs and basically trade up for something else. But I think it's going to be one of these where I'm going to end up taking 3, selling 3 and getting 1 for it. Yeah, and that must have been frustrating as hell. Over a year to having a pin that you can't really play after spending all that money and waiting all that time. I totally understand that. At least they made it right and got it right. That's the important part at the end of the day. I mean, everybody screws up and things happen. And I mean, the good thing is a lot of these things are hand assembled in the U.S. So, there's jobs there. There's good engineering and design. Right down the middle again. Come on. Yeah, I think I got about 15 minutes left in me, and then I'm gonna go $6,500.
Take that, you foreign fellas! Dang, those Martians are stealing our stuff! Take that, you greedy Martians!
What's a new, what are the prices on the Wonkas right now? I don't have it in front of me. I don't remember how much the low-end Wonka is. I didn't think it was outrageous. But the thing that I always have an issue with is, and I get people wanting the numbered collection editions, right? But the limited editions have whatever the middle level is. I can never remember who calls what anymore. But there's like $2,000 between the steps. So if the standard model is 6,000, then the next one's 8, the next one's 10, right? And sometimes I feel like you just don't get enough for that extra 2,000 between those jumps. And just being a limited number of a machine, it doesn't really do it for me, I mean, if we really think about it, Addams Family is appreciating in value every year. They're not making any more of them. Ones with original playfields are getting fewer and fewer and further between. But the gold edition isn't worth $3,000, $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 more than a standard one. Yeah, it's like 8, 10, and 12, right? I mean, you have a gold edition of the most popular pinball machine ever made. There were 20,000 of the regular ones, and there were 2,000 of the gold ones, right? The gold ones aren't worth $4,000 or $5,000 more than the regular ones. So I just don't know if the numbers scale overall. And I know that value is what someone's willing to pay for it, and that if he's selling them for that much, someone's willing to pay for them, right? And that's great. But I just don't know if I'm going to be one of those people unless there's a compelling feature that's different between them. And on some of Stern's machines, there are compelling features. Aerosmith, you don't have the elevator in that upper play field. Come to find out, most people don't like the elevator in the upper play fields. But if you are a Aerosmith nut, you might want the elevator, right? Same thing with the Beatles. There's differences between the silver, gold, and platinum there. Actually, I don't think it's silver, gold, and platinum. I think it's silver, gold, and diamond. And if it's a big playfield feature, like let's say we'll talk Stern again. Let's look at because Megan and I had seriously thought of getting a Star Wars, and we didn't end up because it didn't have magnets, and that really aggravated her. But there's a huge difference between the premium edition, the middle one, and the standard, or what are they called? The Pro. Yes, there's a Pro Premium and Limited Edition. So if you look at the Pro Edition, it doesn't have the that big centrifuge spin ramp there, and that's a compelling component that you'd probably want, right? So I can see the need there, but is that worth $2,000? And that's what I don't know. And I think on that machine it wasn't actually $2,000. I think it was like $1,500, because we were even looking at, okay, well, we definitely would want that playfield feature. Yeah, so exactly. Star Wars was way cheaper on the used market too, so I mean I can get one after. The limited edition version came with better side art, better. It came with all 3 back glasses actually. It came with some other features that was like, if you were going to go to the premium edition, you might as well go to the limited edition if you could get one. But on that note, it was even like, well, we found it. We found one in the next state over that a guy had, who was a dealer, so it was new, and he was offering them at a reduced enough rate that the limited edition that he had was basically the price of the premium, because they weren't selling as well as they were supposed to. And he, was basically selling them at his cost. And that's something I don't see with Jersey Jack, actually. I see a lot of people with Stearns being able to get deals on them, and Jersey Jack, they're not giving you the deal. And it might just be because I don't know enough people who know distributors. I mean, maybe the distributors are giving the deals, they're just keeping it more quiet, but I mean, you expect to get a deal on a Stern, you know? That ball in play. Ah, come on. That was no fair.
The Martians are straightening the Tower of Pisa!
Well, I know what you're saying about the final code, but the codes have been so easy to update now. You just download the code and you put a thumb drive in. It's not like it used to be where you had to have a chip writer to do it. But yeah, I kind of would wait until a version of code is passed to make sure the bugs are worked out. We were talking about this last night too, about how long it takes Stern to patch a game. It was... Some of these are minor bug fixes that they should just patch quickly, and they take forever. Oh, I let it drink. Now, Jersey Jack is really slow with code updates. I mean, I know someone who had a WAS, and they ordered it ahead of time, and wanted this thing, and were really disappointed, and still are, with the fact that the code's just not done, and they just haven't given it enough love and attention. And for someone to be, investing in a pinball company, because that's kind of what you're doing at the beginning of those. You're giving money, hoping you're going to get something. It's almost like a Kickstarter at that point. And then to get something that just wasn't done, And then they were moving on to the next game already. It really upset some people. Now, that being said, I think Dialed In is a fantastic game, and I'll pay the money for it when it's time. don't think I'm going to see one at a show for sale used for another 2 years. I think it's going to be a little bit before people start unloading that game. Especially because it's a Pat Lawler playfield. There's so many Pat Lawler fans out there that are just going to keep it into their collection just for that reason.
Go back to Mars and take your forearms with you! One more day!
So,
Les étoiles, c'est magnifique! Right down!
yeah, it really, you really were, because you really didn't know, you know, you knew that they had at least shipped a game before, but you didn't know what you were going to get yet. Harrison Harrell.
You'll never defeat Perry, you Martians with a lot of arms!
Marchand with a lot of arms.
We have sound power! Your room! Master Sammy, my favorite! Go away and take your stinky altar with you!
Take your stinky altar with you. Someone at Williams really did not like the French when they made up the soundtrack, when they made up the script for this. Take your stinky odor with you. Why is that guy still sitting there? I hit that shot. Alright, well, I'm gonna head off soon myself anyway, so I'll see you soon, Peppers. Have a good one. For the rest of you guys listening and not chatting, I'm probably going to be on for another 5 minutes. It's probably about two more games, and then I'm going to call it a night. Because it is almost 2 o'clock here, Eastern Time. I know I usually go later than that, but just feeling a little drained and want to kind of just lie in bed and watch some TV for an hour before actually falling asleep. Probably one of the few people in the world that likes spending time with my wife, so watch some TV and rest and relax.
Bally is triumphant!
Tomorrow we will probably stream, I think I may switch this out to be Star Wars Episode 1. I do have a coil in here I want to check, so I may do that tomorrow during the day. So this is the next to the last game. We're either going to do 2 games or 2 a.m., whichever one takes longer. This will be 2 games. Because I should have went in there. So we're going to start this one on this mode, Paris, and then we're going to move over to Alien Abduction. Does that? Makes me feel so robbed. Robbed.
We will turn you into French fries.
Ugh. That needs to be adjusted just a little bit. It's too far down. I don't know if I know how to do that, though.
How about a little Paris flatbread?
I'll figure out how to do that.
Most impressive!
There we go. Let's push that forward just a little bit. balls over. Now those lights are a little something there. Yeah.
You take the poppy seeds and crush them into little bits. Ooh!
Did you say need?
Thousands of women across the country are reporting.
I'll say.
I forgot about that.
This broccoli looks
Oh, no,
so fresh.
Check out these pecs, baby.
Would you like some more lotion on my back?
Oh my. Yes, I like that one a lot.
Alright, so we've been streaming 3 hours, so I'm pretty much done at the end of this game. Which is good, we're ending on a decent game. Get to the bonus wave. Which is actually a pretty good little multi-ball. Oh, he likes big weapons and he cannot lie.
Nice work, soldier.
What the heck are you doing, you stupid bastard? We will kick you and your buttocks out of this area. Pick it up in your ass, you ugly green monster. That monsters are very, very stupid.
Martians are stupid. I can't seem to get this ball.
Oh, that was a great shot!
It was a great shot of something I didn't want to shoot at. And this is a brutally simple mode. I can't even seem to get where I need to be. That's one of them, but now it's good. The ball's gonna get stuck there. So I need to fix that drop. Adjust it up a little bit. None in play. Alright, we're done for the night, kids. We're gonna call it a night. Oh, I gotta shoot again. We're almost done for the night, kids.
Oh, that shot was a beautiful! leaning the wrong way. Excellent. Mystery mode. Marksman Hypno Beam. Flawless. Good job. Right in, demolition.
Hey, I just had my saucer washed. Ha, that didn't hurt.
Oh, come on. Alright, I'm calling it a night, everybody. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you again tomorrow. Probably gonna leave the rig up here and move us over to Star Wars Episode 1. I'm gonna try to rearrange some cameras and get the face camera back. And we will see you tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody.